What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last night, I checked out The Tax Collector. It's a film that actually came out last year in 2020. I wanted to check it out, but it wasn't showing in my city theatrically. So finally, it recently popped up on Netflix, and I had to check it out. It's directed by David Ayer, who directed Suicide Squad, Bright, the World War II tank thriller Fury, and he also directed a handful of LA crime thrillers rather, like Street Kings, End of Watch, Harsh Times, and he also wrote Training Day, which was a very, very solid film. Anyways, I wanted to watch his next LA crime thriller, and that happened to be The Tax Collector. And what got me really sold on this film is Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf plays the muscle for this extortionist, essentially the tax collectors. And basically, Bobby Soto, who plays David, and Shia LaBeouf, who plays Creeper, they go around as tax collectors, or rather extortionists. They go around to different businesses and they collect protection money. You know, you pay me a protection money, which happens to be a really high amount, and then we won't we'll protect you, which essentially means that we won't kill you. And if you don't come up with the money, they threaten you. So we're following these thugs around. That's the story. We're following the journey of these thugs as they carry out their duties. So, you know, we're following some pretty bad people. And what's really engaging about it is that, you know, we're following these characters that are larger than life. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are characters that live a very, very, you know, interesting life. You know, these are low lives, but then, you know, this is a life that I have it's beyond my comprehension. So that's why it's so interesting to me. Anyways, so the movie actually starts off kind of slow. It starts off slow in the sense that I'm waiting for it to pick up. They're going around collecting money. They show how tough and badass they are, and then they continue to do that, and they're talking about their daily lives. And, you know, I'm thinking, like, to myself, what is really going on here? When is this movie going to start picking up? And then it finally does. And then it's kind of got like an up and down kind of thing. You know, things happen and then things don't, and things happen and things don't. And I guess during those moments where it kind of plateaus, we're just really going into the minds of the characters and what their lives are like. But I really was hoping that it would be a more progressive story. But the thing is that once things start happening, it just goes into maximum overdrive. And what I mean by that is that it goes into like a level of like ultra violence. Okay? And I'm just going to say this, it goes into a realm of senseless ultra-violence. And by senseless, I mean that it's not good versus evil. It's not like good versus bad or anything like that. It's not like cops versus robbers. It's two groups of lowlifes going after each other. Okay? And, you know, these are... In no way, shape, or form, these are likable characters. They're not likable at all. Like, it doesn't matter which gang you're rooting for. They're not likable characters. And I don't think they're meant to be. I don't think they even gave us enough for us to sympathize with them. It's a little bit hard for me to root for anything at this point until it kind of finds a little bit of heart because they got family. That's it. But if it weren't for that, I'd be like, this is full-on senseless violence. This is just a full-on display of senseless violence, and it really got to that level, to the point where I feel like, okay, there is no real redeeming factor about this movie. Like, I'm really not feeling this movie. I mean, I do like a handful of David Ayer's credits, but this is probably not one of those films. I did find the film engaging in the sense that it leads me to a world of, you know, the crime underworld where I don't know anything about, and I'm being able to witness what goes on in this world through these stories, right? But I'm sure these stories are inspired by real life, so that's what's engaging about it. But as a film itself, I can't say that it's a film that I can really connect with, and not because I'm not part of that world. It's because that I really can't feel for any of these characters. These characters are such low lives that I don't find a way to sympathize with them and root for them, all right? It's just a story. At the end of the day, it's just a story. Now, the one thing that I really liked about this film, which is completely solid, is Shia LaBeouf's performance. Shia LaBeouf is solid in this film. I think this. I've seen a decent amount of Shia LaBeouf's films, okay, like that are not Transformers. I've seen like other Shia LaBeouf films, and I think this is one of the better performances of his career. To be completely honest, I really think that he was really good in this role. He doesn't physically look the part, but he conveys the part really, really well. You know what I'm saying? I find his character terrifying in this movie. All right, like truly, truly terrifying. You don't want to be around him. Like the energy that he just like exudes is just nothing but fear and terror. So he played that part really, really well. Even though he was a skinny guy, he's just wearing a suit, and he just looks like he really got into that role. So I really commend him for that. He did an awesome job in that role. So there you have it. Anyways, I'm gonna give it. You know what? I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Maybe a 3.5, but I'll be generous, 4 out of 10. And that's all I gotta say. As always, if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.